Every Australian city gets reduced to a few lazy clichés. Canberra probably cops it more than most. Politics, roundabouts, rules. But I've always had a soft spot for the places that people underestimate. And Canberra, well, it's always felt a little bit underestimated. From my place in Sydney, it's a pretty easy run south. A few hours down the Hume Highway, coffee in hand, cruise control on, and the city starts to fall away behind me. It's the kind of drive where you don't need drama. You just want everything to feel calm, comfortable, and uncomplicated. And that's exactly where this fits. For a family road trip where comfort matters and fuss doesn't, this feels like a very good car to be in. This is the Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy Hybrid. Drives best 7-seater under $90,000 for 2026. And after a few days in it, I can absolutely see why. This has just been a really, really pleasant journey.
Whoa. As promised, I'm going to let the Gran Turismo stretch its legs.
I know for some, the thought of driving all the way from Sydney to Canberra, or the equivalent of that, some other distance, is just a real slog. It's not what everyone wants to do. It's not in everyone's wheelhouse. But I have to tell you, this drive has been lovely, actually. This is just such a pleasant car to be in for long periods of time. The seats are so comfortable. I have been able to play around with temperature, not just with the seats, but also in the car itself. It just feels luxury. I couldn't get this if I was on any kind of public transport, for example. I'd be paying, business class prices. And so this has just been a really, really pleasant journey for me. And it helps that, of course, I've got some really excellent technology in the car as well. So it's comfortable, it's spacious, certainly spacious enough for all of my luggage. And I've been able to put on my favourite podcasts, my favourite playlists. It's all been really crisp and clear. Honestly, I could carry on driving for another 350 kilometres at this rate. One thing Canberra does brilliantly is remind you just how quickly a city can give way to nature. 20 minutes in the car and suddenly everything opens up. Paddocks, bush, mountain air, Corran Forest sits right in that shift. In winter, it's all snow play and beginner slopes. In summer, it becomes something else entirely. Eucalypts, birdsong, picnic tables, and this slightly surreal alpine slide winding all the way through it all. It's fun in the most straightforward way. Fresh air, a bit of adrenaline, and that very specific joy of doing something mildly ridiculous in an absolutely beautiful setting. Winner! I'm such an adrenaline junkie these days. The first time round, I was probably going at about 10k an hour. Probably took me 10 minutes to get round, and now I had the lever down the whole time. Ooh. Yay! Yeah, no, do it again.
The way you're moving, it's got me moving my own feet.
Now, the previous iteration of the Palisade Calligraphy actually accounted for 83% of Hyundai Palisade sales. So Hyundai hasn't tried to reinvent the wheel here. They don't need to. The car is a proven success. But what they have done is given it a little bit of a facelift, so it looks better than ever. And very importantly, they've also included a new generation hybrid powertrain. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means you are saving fuel. And that's why I've been able to drive all the way from Sydney down to Canberra without looking at my fuel gauge once. And with that extra fuel that I'm saving, that means I've got a little bit extra to spend down here on something special. So perhaps an experience with the kids, or perhaps just something for myself. Treat myself, I deserve it.
Will always be better than two.
Okay, picture the scene. Friday night, 9:30 at night, my 3-year-old will not go to sleep. We've tried everything. We've read every book in his bedroom. I've tried lying with him. I've tried bribery. There's been tears from both of us. And so what do? I decide, okay, I'm going to stick him in the Palisade and take him for a drive. Now, I get it. I know taking a kid for a drive in a car to get them to sleep is a bit of a tried and tested formula. A tale as old as time, but in the Palisade, my goodness, I may as well be taking him for a night at the W Hotel. It's so spacious, it's comfortable, he loves the ambient lighting, it's like his nightlight in his bedroom. The temperature is honestly more comfortable than anything I could achieve in my own home. He is asleep like that within 5 minutes, and I have reclaimed, you know, the extra 5 minutes that I've got before I go to bed. Honestly, if I wasn't driving, I would have pulled over myself and gone for a sleep. Now, I'm not really in my wild night out era anymore, but in Canberra, I was given the opportunity to have, well, one more. And this is exactly the kind of wild night out that's right up my street. No nightclubs, impossible high heels, and curiously rainbow-coloured drinks involved. This is Jamala Wildlife Lodge at the National Zoo. Each room in the Jamala Wildlife Lodge is furnished in bespoke African-inspired decor. Luxury cabins, good food, and extraordinary animals just beyond the glass.
So I am in one of the 5 jungle bungalows here, and I'm actually currently in the tiger room. So as you may have guessed, my roommate for the next few hours is Maya, the Siberian tiger. I have been trying to telepathically convince her to come a little bit closer, but I think Maya is she's a standoffish kind of gal, so she's taking her time, but I have a feeling in the next few hours we're going to make some good friends and she's going to come over here and join me. For any parents watching, have you ever read your kids The Tiger Who Came for Tea? It is a staple in our house, and I can't imagine how excited my son would be if we came here and had a real-life tiger practically joining us for tea. Amazing.
And whether you want to snooze next to Maya the tiger, the cheetah brothers, or Sky and Khaleesi the giraffes, the choice is yours.
Now, this is reciprocal grooming, so you are now grooming him and he's enjoying it.
Right.
And because you're a stranger, he's like, yep, okay, cool, whatever. But Lewis has brought someone who's being nice, so Lewis is getting a groom in return.
Okay.
That can be a bit tricky for him.
Yeah.
They do have a rough tongue.
So he's licking, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So we are now in the giraffe room, as you may have guessed, at Jamala Lodge. And the great thing about giraffes is that they are, as you can see, a little bit more friendly than the tigers. So you're able to feed them, get up close and personal with them. And I've always felt a great affinity with giraffes because they're tall, a bit gangly, they love yellow, and as you can see, they have an absolutely huge appetite. So they're my spirit animal.
Now, I know typically 7-seaters are not considered the sexiest cars on the road. They're perhaps historically a little bit boxy, a bit unwieldy, but that is where I think Hyundai has played a real blinder. I think they've created a real game changer with the Palisade because, frankly, this car looks really darn good. And I have to say, I have been turning a few heads at daycare drop-off, and that's not something I've been able to boast in years. In the middle of Canberra, Smith's Alternative feels like the kind of place a city is lucky to have. A little bit bookshop, a little bit music venue, a little bit lounge room for the local community. The sort of place where you walk in and immediately feel like you're allowed to stay for a long time. It's warm, it's eccentric, and completely unpretentious, and full of people who clearly love it.
Well, it's an auspicious year, actually. It's like 50 years since the original bookshop opened. We think it's about 76, 77.
Right.
And it was the alternative bookshop in the beginning, and then a family called Smiths took it over and it became Smith's Alternative Bookshop. These two guys had it before us and turned it into a venue. They gave it it got a very good reputation as a venue. It had a really good audio technician. I think we've sort of expanded the program so that we're really catering to a wider spread of the performing arts community and visual arts.
The ukulele players in the background would be a testament to that, right?
We have that, but so I mean, we do music of pretty much any genre that'll try it out. But we also do poetry, we do comedy, we do burlesque, cabaret, theatre.
I know it's a business, but I have to say, from a patron's perspective, there's such a lovely, relaxed vibe to the place. So that's great.
Yeah, I think we brought our attitude to the decorations and so on. It's a bit eclectic, it's a bit relaxed and fun.
Yeah.
Different to most of the other places around here. In the name, it's alternative, it's not mainstream culture, it's for local Canberrans, people who are into arts and community, politics, alternative viewpoints, and I think we're carrying on with that attitude here, keeping the flame alive.
Looking to get behind the wheel of an award-winning car? With Ollie, that dream could come true sooner than you think. With a novated lease, you can bundle your car payments and most running costs, including fuel or charging, registration, servicing, maintenance and insurance into one regular payment. Plus, because some of your payment comes out before tax, you could be saving thousands. And that's just the beginning of the reasons why you'll love Ollie Novated Leasing. To find out more, visit ollie.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Now, seven-seaters are, of course, some of the bigger cars on the road, for sure. And if you're not used to driving such a big car, then I totally get it. You might be thinking, is this car a bit too big for me? I'm not sure I can handle it. But I have to say, despite the Palisade being a bigger car, and despite it feeling so spacious inside, really, I've not once felt like it's too big on the roads. I think that is in part, obviously thanks to its design, but also thanks to all of the safety technology that comes with this car. Hyundai has considered everything. There's heaps of really good sized mirrors, of course, but then remember there are cameras and there's lots of additional safety alerts and features that just act as little subtle aids when you might need them, almost like prompts, right? So, for example, you know what it's like, a really horrible car park at a shopping centre, or my worst nightmare, honestly. But even in a car of this size, I feel like I'm able to handle even the tightest spot because I've got all of that safety technology aiding me. Not once have I felt out of control because if I feel like I need that extra helping hand, Hyundai has got the technology to help me. There is something very satisfying about finding a restaurant that knows exactly what it is. Les Bistronomes doesn't exactly try too hard. It just doesn't need to. It's intimate, warm, and confident. The food speaks with a kind of effortless authority. How very French. Chef Clement Chauvin has built something that feels properly transportive. The food is thoughtful without being precious, and every course feels like it has a point of view, which, as someone who is very happy to be fed well in the middle of a work trip, well, I found deeply compelling.
Well, I am with Clement Chauvin, who has just fed me about 8 courses in a row, Clement. I am absolutely stuffed. And you are also the owner of Les Bistronomes. Have I pronounced that right?
Les Bistronomes in Canberra, absolutely.
Look, I don't do it the justice that you do, but what you just fed me was all phenomenal.
Thank you very much.
What is your speciality?
Our specialty is our mains to share. So the Chateaubriand, the Duck à l'Orange, and the Beef Wellington are literally what people would travel for.
Absolutely.
We have customers traveling from Sydney, driving 3 hours to Canberra.
Me.
Yeah, just to enjoy our food.
What, do you think Canberra's a bit of a foodie destination? It's got that reputation, but do you think, you know, that's kind of, are chefs coming to Canberra? Do you think that?
So, When I moved to Canberra in 2010, Canberra was a gastronomic desert. Like literally, there was absolutely nothing going on around that time. In the last 15 years, Canberra has just found its feet, got a lot more chefs coming into Canberra and developing this beautiful scene. We have such a beautiful produce around Canberra, between our truffle, our wines, our farms. We've got beautiful produce and winter truffle, fresh truffle, right here in Canberra. I am so proud to be part of Canberra's food scene and to really develop and put Canberra on the map as a food destination. And I invite everyone to come in.
Before we head to our next stop, let me pass you over to Drive's Director of Content, James Ward, who's going to tell you exactly why this car won the Best 7-Seater Under $90,000 award in the 2026 Drive Car of the Year Awards.
Well, who said that a large family SUV can't look striking on the road? The new Hyundai Palisade is the 2026 Drive Car of the Year award winner for our best 7-seat SUV priced under $90,000. The new Palisade comes with a hybrid driveline, so you get smooth, efficient power. You've got seating for either 8 or 7. Inside, it's got all manner of luxury and technology appointments to ensure that this, as family transport, makes every journey a winner. And from the outside, the new Palisade really has such impressive street presence. All reasons why judges felt this was a very worthy winner of our best 7-seat SUV priced under $90,000, the Hyundai Palisade. If there's anything more you want to know about Big Blue here or the Drive Car of the Year Awards, head on over to drive.com.au.
Where do I start when it comes to the technology in this car? I think beyond the fact that this car is just so spacious and the materials used are of such a high quality, I still think it has to be the tech that truly demonstrates the premium standard of the Palisade calligraphy. Even the more standardized features that you'd get in every car are just of a really premium quality. I'm thinking the screens, for example. They're really crisp, they're really responsive, and they're really, really helpful. There's no lag, there's no delay. Even the fact that the seats are either heated or ventilated, depending on what I fancy that morning. Do you know what? That just makes a really early morning commute that little bit more palatable. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, some of these features do come in a lot of other cars, but think about the price point of the Hyundai Palisade calligraphy. You are getting all of that in a large 7-seater for under $90,000. I think that is remarkable.
Okay, here are some behind-the-scenes truths for you. When the crew and I first arrived in Canberra, we were inundated with messages from proud locals inviting us to see a variety of activities that were, well, uniquely Canberran. But one thing we had to jump at for this episode was the chance to tour the National Carillon, a 50-metre tall, 57-bell tower on Queen Elizabeth Island on Lake Burley-Griffin. There are only 3 carillons in the whole of Australia. The others are in Sydney and Bathurst. And this particular one was a gift from our friends over in the UK to celebrate Canberra's official 50th birthday. Canberrans were allowed to choose between a carillon or a fountain, and they opted for the carillon. If you ask me, they made the right choice.
Yes. And if you want to touch it, it's vibrating. So you can, that's the sound. That's literally the sound that you're feeling.
Thomas is one of just 7 carillonists at the National Carillon, and I did ask him the burning question, just how did you get into carillioning, Thomas? After all, it's not exactly an instrument offered at schools. Turned out, the multi-talented Thomas, who grew up a piano player, came as a visitor to the National Carillon 7 years ago, and the carillonist at the time was so impressed when he had a little tinkle that she offered him lessons on the spot.
What is it about Canberra that's sort of drawn you in and kept you here?
I
think the beauty of its design and the fact that it utilises the natural landscape, the access of Canberra that connects the War Memorial to Parliament, telling that story of our past and our future, connecting.
And what drew you to the National Carillon itself?
I think the Carillon is definitely one of my favourite tours that we do. It feels very VIP because I think it's been closed for such a long time. It feels very special to be inside of an instrument that not many people can say they've been in, let alone heard play for a long time, and to get to work with such amazing, talented people like our Carillonists, like Thomas.
Yeah.
There are just such incredible minds to work with and so much to learn in Canberra. I learn something new every single day.
We were lucky enough to get a private tour of the Carillon on a sunny Tuesday evening. But if you're interested, then tours are every second Sunday. I don't want to say I told you so, but I knew there was more to Canberra than meets the eye. Yes, upon first glance, it is a city that is steeped in politics and regulations and structure, but you only have to spend 5 minutes with the locals to find out that Canberrans are a diverse, creative and deeply proud bunch. Canberra is a civic hub of Australia. And if you think about what the word civic truly means, community and culture, well, that couldn't be a more apt description of the capital city. I have seen community at the heart of everything I have done here in Canberra. From the eclectic groups that meet at Smith's Alternative to the conservationists at Jamala Wildlife Lodge, right through to the incredible musicians at the National Carillon. Now, I've only spent a few days here, and honestly, I could spend a week more here and I would still have more to explore. But unfortunately, my time is up. It's time for me to head back to Sydney, and to be honest, that isn't much of a hard ask when I'm in a super comfortable car like the Hyundai Palisade. So, thank you to Canberra for the eye-opening experience. Thank you to Hyundai for the incredibly smooth journey. I'm Jessica Morris, this is Drive TV, and we'll see you next week.
Welcome to Drive. How can I help you?
Buy the right car right now at drive.com.au.